Hey everyone, welcome back to the Daily English Listening Podcast. I'm Michelle, and if you're an English learner, this podcast is for you.
And I'm Chris.
Hi, Chris. Today, I would like to start by telling a true story. This happened before I moved here to Los Angeles. I was still in my home country in South America. I had studied English for 3 years already, since my first year of university.
3 years. Okay, that's a lot of studying.
I knew every grammar structure. I knew all my irregular verbs. I got the best grades in every single exam. I honestly thought nobody in this class speaks better English than me.
That confidence, though.
So much confidence. Then my first job interview comes. It's for an internship, and they need intermediate to advanced English. The manager tells me, "We'll do this interview in English."
Uh-oh, I feel where this is going.
And to break the ice, he asks, "Tell me about yourself." I froze. Completely, totally froze. My mind just went blank.
Michelle, you always got the best grades. 3 years of grammar and one simple question broke you?
One simple question. And that story is the whole reason we're talking about this today.
So, how's your English going these days?
Better, thank you. Much, much better than that day, at least.
I believe you. I still remember my own first interview in English. I talked for 5 minutes straight and forgot the actual question they asked me.
We are a mess, the two of us.
A hopeful mess. And honestly, that's the perfect topic for today's episode.
Today, we're talking about one of the scariest questions in English, in any language, really. Tell me about yourself.
And if this episode is already feeling useful to you, this is a great moment to subscribe to the Daily English Listening Podcast so you never miss a new episode.
And a like on this video helps more people find us. It really does help.
So why does this question feel so hard, Michelle? It's not even a hard question. It's not grammar. It's not vocabulary.
That's the strange part. Tell me about yourself sounds simple, but your brain hears something huge. It hears, explain your whole life right now in a new language.
Oh, so your brain panics because it's trying to translate everything at once.
Your childhood, your studies, your job, your dreams, all at the same time. Nobody can explain all of that in one clear answer.
That makes so much sense. It's not really an English problem. It's a too much information, too fast problem.
And it's not only an English thing either. Even native speakers feel this. Ask anyone in any language, "So, tell me about yourself," and watch their face change completely.
True. I've actually seen people freeze in Spanish in their own native language answering that exact same question at parties.
Because the question has no real limit. There's no clear start point and no clear end point, so your brain simply doesn't know where to begin.
It's like someone hands you a completely empty page and just says, write your whole life with no other instructions at all.
And that's really the heart of it. We're not just choosing words, we're trying to explain our whole life right away, out loud, while someone is listening and judging us.
Instantly is the key word there. There's no time to plan first, no time to write a draft.
That's why so many learners try to solve this by memorizing one long, perfect paragraph, word for word.
And what usually happens when you memorize a whole paragraph like that?
One tiny mistake, one forgotten word, and the whole thing falls apart because memorized paragraphs don't bend, they just break.
So memorizing isn't actually the fix then.
Right, and when your brain feels that kind of pressure, it usually does one of two things. It either freezes up completely, like mine did, or it starts talking too much and can't stop, which is rambling.
Rambling. That sounds a lot like me.
You do ramble beautifully, Chris, but yes, you ramble.
Guilty. So let's stay with your story for a minute. What happened after you froze?
Well, after a few seconds of painful silence, I panicked and I did the thing that almost everyone does. I started with, I was born in, then I said the city,
Oh no.
then, then I studied at, then I named my school, then after that I gave him my whole life story in order, like a timeline.
A chronological timeline. Birth, school, university.
A chronological timeline. It felt safe because I had memorized it, but honestly, it wasn't an answer. It was just a list of facts.
And how did that go for you?
Badly, very badly. His eyes started moving to his notes. I could see he wasn't really listening to me anymore.
Ouch, that sounds rough.
Ouch is right. I didn't get the internship. But here's the thing, Chris. I didn't fail because my English was bad. My grammar was actually fine that whole interview.
So why did it go so badly then?
I failed because I gave him information instead of a story. A list of facts doesn't connect with anyone. A short, clear story does.
Information instead of a story. Say more about that.
A resume tells someone what you've done. A story tells someone who you are. And that day, sitting in that chair, I realized something even bigger.
What was that?
It didn't matter how prepared I thought I was on paper. My grades didn't save me in that moment. I needed real spoken English, not just grammar books.
So that one bad interview actually changed how you learned English.
It really did. After that day, I started listening to podcasts, real native speakers talking about totally normal things, not just textbook dialogues.
That's such a good lesson, though, connecting real spoken English to actually being able to speak, not just pass a grammar test.
It really is. Grammar gets you correct sentences. Listening gets you natural rhythm, the way real people actually talk.
And tell me about yourself needs both of those things, doesn't it? Correct grammar and natural rhythm together.
It needs both, but honestly, rhythm and confidence matter more in that moment than perfect grammar ever does.
That actually makes me feel a little better about my own accent, honestly.
You should feel better. Nobody remembers your accent. They remember how clearly your story landed.
That's honestly part of why this show exists now, isn't it?
It really is. A bad day with a really good lesson hidden inside it.
Did it hurt for a while, though, losing that internship after all that studying?
Honestly, yes. For a few days, I felt like all those years of studying meant nothing at all, like I had wasted my time completely.
But that clearly wasn't true, was it?
No, it wasn't true. The grammar was still in my head, the vocabulary was still there. What I was missing was a way to organize it in the moment, under pressure.
A shape for the panic, basically.
A shape for the panic. That's the whole plan for today, so you never have to feel that kind of blank silence in an interview.
Here is something we want to ask you today.
What is one question, in English or even in your own language, that always makes you nervous?
It doesn't have to be a job interview question. Maybe it's something a stranger asks you at a party, or a question your boss throws at you out of nowhere.
Write it in the comments below. We really do read every single one.
And who knows, maybe your question becomes a future episode of this podcast.
Okay, Chris, your turn. I told my freezing story. Now tell everyone your interview story.
Fine. My story is a little different from Michelle's. My problem wasn't freezing at all. My problem was the exact opposite.
Oh, this should be good.
My first English interview, way back when I was applying for a customer service job, someone asked me, "Tell me about yourself." And I did not freeze. Not even a little.
So what happened instead?
I talked and talked and talked some more. I told them about my hobbies, my dog at the time, a trip I took 2 years before, even my opinion on coffee versus tea.
Your opinion on coffee versus tea in a job interview?
In a job interview, 4 full minutes, nonstop. I looked up eventually, and the interviewer had this polite little smile, but her eyes were basically saying, "Please stop talking now."
Oh no, Chris.
I was so nervous that instead of freezing, I just kept filling the silence with anything I could think of, rambling, just like you said earlier.
Your brain thought if I keep talking, I can't say something wrong.
Precisely what happened. But you can still say something wrong, you just do it for a much longer time.
That's such a good way to put it.
Afterward, I actually asked a friend who worked there what went wrong, and she just laughed and said, "Chris, we asked one question, not for your whole life story."
Oh, that must have stung a little.
It did, but it also made me realize something. I thought talking a lot showed confidence. Really, it just showed that I had no idea how to stop.
No structure, so no stopping point.
No stopping point at all. I just kept going until someone else stopped me.
That's such a relatable feeling, though. Nerves make some people go silent, and nerves make other people, like you, fill up every bit of silence in the room.
Anyway, I didn't get that job either, and here's the funny part. Both of us made completely different mistakes that day.
I froze and said far too little.
And I rambled and said far too much.
But it's really the same root problem underneath.
The same root problem? How?
Neither of us had a structure. Without a structure, your brain either shuts down from panic or it opens up completely and just never stops.
Huh. I never thought about it that way. So the fix isn't talk less or talk more.
The fix is having a clear shape to follow, so your brain already knows where the answer is going, even when you're nervous.
Kind of like how a nervous singer still remembers the words because the song has a structure: verse, chorus, verse.
That's a really good comparison, actually. Your answer needs its own little song structure, so your brain isn't creating something new in the middle of a panic.
Because creating something new right there in the moment, in a second language, under pressure, is basically impossible.
Basically impossible for almost anyone. So we stop asking our brain to create. We just ask it to follow a shape it already knows.
Okay, I need this shape. Teach me, Michelle.
So here's the structure I wish someone had given me before that very first interview. It has 3 simple parts, and you can use it for almost any language.
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
Part 1 is present. What are you doing right now, today? Your current job, your current studies, your current situation.
Okay, that sounds easy. Something like, right now I'm working as a barista and studying English at night.
That's the one. Simple, present, clear. No extra details.
What's part 2 then?
Part 2 is past, and this is important. Not your whole life story, just one relevant achievement or experience. One path that brought you here.
So not, I was born in a small town and then I went to school and then...
No, please, never that again. More like, before this, I managed a small store for 2 years, and that's where I learned how to talk to customers.
One story, not a timeline.
One story, not a timeline. And part 3 is future. Why are you here right now, in this interview, at this school, at this moment?
Something like, I'm here because I want to grow into a role where I can use both English and customer service every day.
Present, past, future. 3 short sentences. That's really the whole answer.
Wait, that's it? Only 3 sentences?
3 sentences, not 3 minutes, and definitely not a timeline. Just 3 sentences.
I really love that. It's simple enough that your brain can actually hold on to it even when you're nervous and your heart is racing.
That's the whole point. When your brain has a shape to follow, it stops panicking and it also stops rambling.
Present, past, future. I'm going to remember that one for a very long time.
Good, because now we're going to practice it live, right here.
Oh, put me on the spot right now, why don't you?
Okay, Chris, pretend I'm interviewing you for a job at a coffee shop. Tell me about yourself.
Okay, let's see. Present. Right now, I work part-time at a small cafe near my house. Past. Before that, I spent a year helping at my uncle's restaurant, so I already know how busy a kitchen can get. Future. I'm here because I want to work somewhere bigger where I can also practice my English every single day.
Chris, that was so good. Clear, short, and it actually told me something real about you.
Under a minute, right?
Under a minute, easily. Now you try it on me.
All right, my turn now. Let's flip it around. Tell me about yourself, Michelle.
Present. Right now, I host an English podcast, and I also teach online. Past. Before this, I studied education, and that's actually where I fell in love with explaining things clearly. Future. I'm here because I want to help more people feel confident speaking, not just correct.
See, that felt real. That didn't feel like a list at all.
Because it isn't a list anymore. It's a story with a shape.
I feel like I could use this present, past, future trick for so many other questions too, honestly.
You really can. Why should we hire you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Even small talk at a party works the same way.
One simple shape for 100 scary questions.
100 scary questions, one calm answer.
Let's do one more, quickly, just to lock it in. This time, imagine it's not a job. Imagine a school is interviewing you for a scholarship.
Ooh, good one. Okay, present. Right now, I'm finishing my last year of high school, and I'm studying English every day. Past. Before this, I helped organize a small event for my class, and that taught me how to work under pressure. Future, I'm here because I want to study abroad and keep improving my English while I do it.
You just made up a whole scholarship interview right there, and it still sounded natural.
Because the shape does the hard work for you. You're not creating from nothing anymore.
And listeners, this one's for you too. Before you finish this episode, try saying your own 3 sentences out loud right now, wherever you are.
You don't need a real interview to practice. You just need 30 seconds and a little bit of courage.
All right, before we close things out, let's do a quick recap because we covered a lot of ground today.
We're doing this instead of a word tour today, so let's go through the biggest ideas and a few harder words we used along the way.
First, the big idea. Tell me about yourself feels scory because your brain tries to translate your entire life at once instead of just answering one clear question.
And that panic usually shows up in one of 2 ways. You freeze up, which means your mind suddenly goes blank and you simply can't speak.
That was you in that first interview.
That was absolutely me. Or you ramble, which means you keep talking without a clear point, just to fill the silence.
And that, unfortunately, was me and my coffee versus tea speech.
We also talked about the common mistake, which is giving a chronological answer. Chronological means telling things in the exact order they happened, like a timeline.
I was born, then I studied, then I worked here, then there.
And instead, we learned the real fix. Present, past, future. 3 sentences, not a full autobiography.
One more word from today is relevant. What does that one mean again?
Relevant means connected and important to the situation you're actually in. In the past part of your answer, you only mention one relevant story, not everything you've ever done in your life.
And the last word for today is rehearse. To rehearse means to practice something out loud before you really need it, the same way actors rehearse before a show.
If you rehearse your 3 sentences out loud a few times, they'll come out naturally the moment you actually need them.
So freeze up, ramble, chronological, relevant, and rehearse. 5 slightly harder words, 1 very simple lesson.
Wait, there's actually one more hiding in this episode too. Confidence.
Confidence, right. But confidence doesn't mean feeling 0 nerves at all, does it?
Not at all. Confidence means having a plan you trust even while your hands are still a little shaky under the table.
So confidence isn't the opposite of nervous, it's just what happens after you've rehearsed enough that the nerves stop being in control.
Present, past, future. Write your 3 sentences down one time only before your next interview.
Not 5 sentences, not a paragraph, just 3.
1 about who you are today, 1 about the relevant experience that brought you here, and 1 about why you're actually in that room.
Then say it out loud over and over until it takes you less than 1 minute to say the whole thing.
Less than a minute, and it'll actually sound like you, not like a memorized script read by a robot.
I really wish I had this exact episode before my coffee versus tea speech.
Some of us learn things the hard way, apparently.
We really do. But hey, that's kind of the whole point of this podcast, isn't it? Learning from the awkward moments so you don't have to live through your own.
That's such a nice way to put it, Chris.
You know, thinking about all of this, I actually think about that coffee versus tea interview a lot less painfully now.
Why is that?
Because now it just feels like the moment right before I learned something useful instead of just a moment I failed.
I feel the very same way about my Frozen interview. It's not my most embarrassing memory anymore. It's just the beginning of a better way to answer.
Every awkward silence, every ramble, it's really just information about what to fix next time.
Information, not failure. I like that a lot.
And honestly, that's the real takeaway today, isn't it? This question was never really testing your English level. It's testing whether you can turn your own life into one short, clear story right there in the moment.
One short story told with a little confidence in 3 simple sentences: present, past, future. That's really all it ever takes, in an interview, at a party, or anywhere else someone asks you this question.
And if today's topic got you thinking about your own path, we also have an episode all about talking about your life goals in English. It's a great next step from here.
This is Michelle.
And this is Chris.
Take care of your English.
And take care of your heart. Bye, everyone.
Bye.